we're going to get started, and this is going to be episode 31 of the Sandy Hahn podcast. And I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but we'll think of something before we get started and I introduce all these guys. I'm going to say a few things about this past week. It was a short week from the podcast last week, which I didn't do till Friday afternoon because I was not feeling good at all. Originally scheduled for Wednesday, and I had to push back to Thursday, and didn't feel good. Thursday, finally got it out Friday afternoon, and glad I finally got it done. But in that afternoon, I actually went over to my buddy Craig Notarini's house to watch the Indians game. And that was an exciting game because they won that one. And they won Saturday night too, which is exciting, but unfortunately they lost yesterday. But very young team, so hopefully they're going to be good for a long time. But then even this past weekend and up till even this morning, did not feel great. It's very frustrating. This cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome still kicking my ass. But so that was Saturday. Wasn't great. Sunday wasn't awful, except watching the Browns get their ass beat. And then Sunday night was horrible. I was up late that night, at 2 in the morning, at 5 in the morning, throwing up. And then I think I may have taken too many of these pain anti-nausea medicine because it makes me tired. Monday afternoon, I didn't even move till 1:30 p.m. So that was, and I didn't feel good a whole day. Finally, I was able to eat some chicken noodle soup at night. Started feeling a little bit better, and then I had a hot fudge sundae. So that was good. But then Tuesday was a good day. Tanya came at noon, and she was tremendous. And then here we are today, and even this morning I got sick again. Unfortunately, but I'm feeling already better now, and I know I'm going to feel better for the rest of this podcast because that's how it's worked. So we're going to get started. I'm going to introduce my dear friends, Mr. Pat Needles, Todd McManaman, and Pete Minotti. We've all been dear friends for a long time. And there's going to be, I'm sure, some funny stories that are going to come out. So we'll just let it, whoever wants to start, you can chime in a little bit how we first met. And then we'll kind of go from there.
You want me to start it off here since I'm sitting right here?
Sure.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Pat Needles. I have been friends with Sandy for about 17 years, and oddly enough, the two gentlemen to my right here, Todd and Pete, I've known a bit longer. In fact, I've known Todd since he used to beat me up as a little boy back in Rocky River, but certainly it feels like I've known you, Sandy, for my entire life. That's how quickly we connected on a lot of different levels, from sports to family to friends and recreation. And of course, admittedly, we did meet in a bar with a lot of other friends.
Shocker.
That we're mutual friends with. So it was kind of a natural friendship from the start for me, and I've certainly treasured those times ever since, that initial meet. And so I thank you for that great friendship, and like I said, I will always treasure that. And I'll pass it along to Todd before we start throwing the zingers, but I just wanted to get the introduction out of the way first. This is my very first podcast, so this is new to me as well, but I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Patty. Thanks, Sandy, for having us on. This is quite a group of guys you got here, quite a group of buddies. And I'm not sure I have a voice that should be ever recorded. But
You have a
I'll do
sexy
it-
voice.
I'll do it for you, buddy. Do anything for you. I don't know where we first met. I don't know whether it was through vacations with the kids at Siesta Key.
I think it was that, or it was the ski trips to
The ski
Peak and
trips.
Peak
Oh, boy.
with the Doyles.
The
those,
Doyles?
those were some doozies.
Yes, we did.
There
share
was no
some-
alcohol consumed on that weekend,
Oh.
was there?
I think,
It was-
from what I remember, the kids probably had just as much as we did.
Extreme copious amounts of booze and
No duels.
some other things were also consumed.
Nothing that caught on fire, I assume.
No. And we all made it out there, but I think you're probably right. It was Peak and Peak. I kind of almost forgot about those weekends. President's Weekend and MLK Weekend.
Yeah,
Was it-
every year for a long time.
Yeah.
Those are some of my kids' favorite weekends.
Yeah, ours too. There was
Mine too.
Wasn't
15.
that President's Day weekend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that and MLK. It was like
President and
15, 20
MLK.
families from.
January and February, both 3-day weekends, and we go up and just party our balls off. and ski.
And do some skiing too.
Was
You
there
didn't even
anything
bring
you
your
were ever
skis. Who are you kidding?
Is there anything you were ever involved in that you weren't partying your balls off?
No.
Okay, thank you. Let's clarify
Wait a
that.
minute, I thought Patrick said he was going to wait for we, that,
That's a good segue into Pete.
yeah, right.
No,
Take
Ted's
it
got
from
to
there.
keep going.
A shot across the bow.
No, I'm good. But yeah, Patty and I go back to, I think when I moved to River and going into 7th grade, I used to get a ride to high school with his brother Tim and Tom, and I got beat up from them. So, I just
So you pass it along
passed
to
it
me.
along, yeah.
I appreciate that,
No
buddy.
problem. You look like you did pretty well, though. You could kick my ass today. PD, I'm not sure where we met either. My memory's not real good on that.
It was somewhere
The
during
kids?
flag football.
Flag football,
When
maybe?
we were all lunatics with our kids.
Yeah,
we all
boy,
thought
what
they
fun.
were going to play in the flag football NFL.
What fun that was, man.
That was a lot.
What fun. I mean, we were so lucky
Keep your
with
mic closer.
the kids and sports and stuff. We met some of our best lifelong friends through that. And
It was a lot of
our
fun.
kids to these days are still great friends. And thanks for having us, Sandy.
Well, I
My
met
pleasure.
Sandy. God almighty. So his oldest daughter and my oldest son went to St. Rayfield's grade school together. And while they were in kindergarten, Sandy's wife was having a wine tasting for
I remember that
at
vividly.
Bay Lodge for all the new parents that had their kids at St. Rayfield's, because we were all young and we were all excited our kids were in school. And I go there. They asked me to do the tasting. So I go there and I set up the table, and I'm thinking, all right, I told my wife I'm going to go there. She goes, I don't want to go. You just go handle it and see you when you get home. I go, I'm just going to go there. I'm going to pour wine for about an hour. I go and
For yourself.
and and then I'm just going to leave them with the wine, and then I'll be home. Well, that's nothing like how it went. So I set everything up, and I start pouring some wine. And there's a lot of people. There's probably 40 people there, and everybody's getting to know each other. And I had known of Sandy Hahn because at the time he was a member at Westwood Country Club, and I played there a lot because my brother was a member there and a couple buddies were. So I knew of him, but I never really had met him, but I always heard great things about him. So he comes up to the bar where I'm pouring wine, and we start pouring wine, and him and a guy named Rick Fermani. So I'm pouring wine. I'm thinking, I got to get the hell out of here. My wife, she's been waiting for me to come home, but I'm having a blast with these guys. Well, this thing went from 7 to 9:30, and at midnight, me and Sandy and Rick Fermani are walking out of Bay Lodge legless. We couldn't even talk. And we were trying to figure out whose house we were going to go to and have some more cocktails.
Oh, boy.
When I got home, my wife was like, "You are kidding me." That was a school function. I'm like, huh? I met my new best friend in the whole wide world, and that was 23 years ago, and he's been a dear, dear friend ever since, and I love him like a brother. So,
And I remember that afternoon, I had my teeth cleaned.
I do remember that.
I
And
think
you
I-
didn't want to drink the
They
red
even had
wine.
like a whitening treatment. It was like, well,
This is true.
you can't drink wine.
Red wine. So
Red-
he
red
starts
wine.
out, I'm just going to drink
I'm
white
drinking
wine.
just white wine. I'm like, fuck
By
this.
the end of the night, he was
Actually, I think
drinking
I
red
drank
wine
an
out of
entire
a bottle.
of red wine.
He
And
was-
like, screw it.
His teeth looked like
Purple chicken.
his teeth looked like they needed to be sandblasted by the time we left there.
Yeah, so that was a waste of money.
Oh my god!
Teeth whitening.
How much fun was that night?
That was unbelievable.
And that was the first night you and I.
And there was so many other nights that
Oh,
went
boy.
like that. They started, I told my wife, I'm just going to go to Pete's for a little bit and
Yeah.
watch a game, watch this. And she's like, okay. Then after a while, it kept happening where I either didn't get home till 2 in the morning,
5.
or I slept over on the couch. I just passed out on the couch.
Or the carpet.
Yeah, everywhere
So
now.
then he wasn't allowed to hang out with me for a while because the kids were little. And the one morning, my wife comes up to me in the bedroom and she goes, "Honey," I go, "What?" She goes, "Sandy Hahn is passed out on the family room floor." I go, "So what?" She goes, "So what? It's 7:30 in the morning." And she goes, "It looked like he spilled like 2 White Russians all over the carpeting." I go, "I don't
He
think
did.
it's White Russians." I go, "I think he puked all over the place." She goes, "This is not good."
Yeah.
Yeah, we were bad together for a while.
So
I think that's a common thing with you, Pete. I remember my then wife used to say, "You're going out with Pete?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." She'd roll her eyes. "I'll see you tomorrow."
Yeah, Gina was like, "Oh, okay, you're going out with Father Needles. You'll be fine." Needle, tell them about the Farmore episodes where we would tell our wives we were at work and you'd park your car behind my store. And we'd go down and we would play Pine Hills on a Friday afternoon. And then we'd go to the Farmore Cafe and start bowling and drinking and doing shots and calling our wives and trying to convince them to come up and meet us at 6 o'clock. And when we finally talk them into saying okay, they show up at 6 o'clock. And we look like Bonnie and Clyde sitting in a booth with a bunch of empty beer bottles. 7 o'clock, I'm home in bed. This happened every Friday.
It was tradition for a long time.
I wasn't allowed to hang out with you either. The only person I'm allowed to hang out with is Todd. Gina was like, "Sandy,
Imagine
no. Needles, no. They're bad influences."
Well, I'm glad you told that story after my divorce settlement, Peter. I probably would have had an extra 0 on that.
Yeah, well, and my wife
think
still
so.
doesn't know when she reads this. "Sorry, Gina." My bad, coach.
Don't worry about it. It was just a joke, honey.
Yeah.
So there's so many, again, the stories. My wife likes Pat, loves Todd, and she loves you, and she loves me, but she knows that you gotta take some time off.
Trouble.
Yeah, so we did that a lot. We would just sort of we'd have a few
6
nights of
months
going
on,
crazy.
6 months
like,
off.
All right, I need to take a break from you.
I got put in Sandy timeout. My wife put me
I
in.
need to take a break from you for a while, so let's just.
It's like retirees. They go to Florida during the winter. That's what you should do to get away from Pete, and vice versa. And you guys will be good for the other 7 months out of the year.
He played a lot of golf.
Oh yeah,
And boy, could Sandy Hahn hit a golf
that
ball.
was fun. I used to be good.
But I'll tell you, you were always good, but you were always a shitty putter.
Yeah.
He had this belly putter before belly putters came out, and we played golf. I mean, inside of 2 feet. He'd look at me and go, "This is good?" And I'd go, "Nope." And he would miss it every time.
But Peter would scrape those off himself. He wouldn't.
Because
ask
I don't
if
miss
they were
those,
good.
Weege. That's the difference. I mean, come on.
He's a good friend.
Not really.
I could bring up a recent round when Lambs made you putt some out and you were just gagging all over yourself. I
boy.
can't make an 18-inch putt.
I missed about 4 of them.
Yeah, you did struggle with the flat stick, which is usually the best part of your game, that and around the greens.
It's because I hit the ball like a fat broad. It doesn't
Well, you
go
are.
anywhere, so you got to have a good short game.
So I thought, Sandy kicked my ass a few times on the golf course prior to getting sick, and I thought he gets sick, and we go out to Avon Oaks one time, and he gets the cart that allows you to go right up to the green, and I'm thinking, this is my time to kick his ass. I'm not gonna feel great about it considering the circumstances, but I need some revenge, and basically the mercy rule was on. He kicked my ass. I was down by like 9 shots after 17, and I'm like, I'm not even playing 18. I'm done with this game. Thanks for that beatdown.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
0 for lifetime against Sandy.
He lulls you to death. It takes him about a minute and a half to get to the tee box, and then he bends over real slowly, and he gets the tee in the ground, and then it takes him another 30 seconds to brace himself, and you're thinking, oh, my God, you got to be kidding me. You got to do this all fucking afternoon.
He's got me on ice between shots.
He's got these clubs his father gave him with these senior shafts. He hits the first drive. Pew! He hits it by me about 30 yards, which isn't saying much, but I'm like, son of a bitch. This guy is just something.
What'd you do, make him play from the blues then?
I made him play it down. That's for damn sure.
What friends, huh?
I haven't played in a while, but I'm going to try, and I'm actually planning on spending the majority of the winter in Florida.
I think I'm free that weekend. I could be there.
Yeah,
Me too.
I'm going down the 28th,
January?
29th of December.
Nice.
We got a place in Marco Island for a few weeks, then we're staying at another buddy of mine's place in Babcock Ranch in Fort Myers, which is
Was it Riches?
Hmm?
Riches?
Yeah,
Nice,
real
nice. Yeah, I
condo.
remember.
So he has a house too that he bought outside of that, and it's really cool resort. I've looked into it, and basically I rented a golf cart that we'll have the whole time from the 14th to the 31st of January. Because inside the condo complex is everything you need. You don't need a car.
Nice.
We got a golf cart. There's a Publix in the place. It's like 4 or 5 restaurants.
Sounds
Pool.
awesome. Sounds
It'd be
great.
perfect for me. I just jump in the cart and
Yeah, right.
then the golf course. I'm gonna try and play. We'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to that. And then after that, hoping my parents rented another condo for 4 months in Naples, and they are because they had some minor damage to their condo at Pelican Bay, but they will. I don't know if they're gonna. It'll be done by then, but regardless, I think Maybrett's going to have to come back here for here and there. But I'd like to hopefully just go stay with them at this other condo, and I just can't deal with the ice and snow. I can't do it. It's just, I have a hard time walking when it's dry out.
Yeah, you don't need to be out here with the ice and the snow.
No, I can't do it.
None of us do, actually. But
No.
you more.
I can't do it.
Does the change in temperature affect you too, kind of the transitions?
Yeah.
And you feel that even more?
Yes. It definitely helps down there. And like last January we were in Sanibel, and I would go and walk every day for like half an hour. Back when I could walk. Again, I can still walk. It's very difficult, but I have to have a cane. I can't walk by myself. But I have a walker, which I've embraced now. I tried to refuse that for a while, but now it's just safer. It's less stressful because I'm not worried about falling. And then I used a wheelchair and went to the Browns game, so that was interesting.
How did that go?
Not bad, but it was funny first because me and Tommy Lawrence took an Uber down with a wheelchair, and we got dropped by the Uber and had to walk a little bit in the wheelchair, and Tom was pushing me. Wheelchair was kind of sitting up a little bit, and there were no foot pedals. So every time he hit a little bump, it almost launched me because it hit, and we got the hang of it. So I had to lean back, and we had a great time at the tailgate.
Did you go into the game?
I did. Went to the tailgate at 11.
You guys FaceTimed me.
Yeah.
That was the day after my knee surgery.
We were at the tailgate and we FaceTimed you.
There's some great pictures.
Yeah, there's a
Of
bunch
the
of
tailgate.
pictures on my website on the blog section because it was so much fun. And then we went down, got Tom bought 2 handicapped club seats. Went into the game, actually saw the kickoff. First time I think I've ever seen a kickoff. Because I'm too busy drinking at the tailgate. So. But we got into the handicapped section where there's not hardly any line at all. It ended up being a great day, but of course ruined by the Browns shitting the bed.
Again.
Poorest team.
They suck.
Again. Then we went back out, waited the crowd to leave, and pushed me back out. And I ran into Tyler down there. He was down there filming something, but
You?
and Tyler.
Oh, Tyler.
So when you're down in Florida, Sandy, maybe in the Naples area, is that where you're going to be one of your destinations, or Tampa?
No, I'll be Marco, then Fort Myers, and then Naples.
Okay, so maybe when you get down to Naples and you're getting tired and my back is recovering from surgery, I'll fly down and get myself a hotel for a week and then take you out on the course and get some revenge then.
I'll come with you, Weege.
I'm free.
All right, let's
We'll
do
just
it.
rent a house on Airbnb
We'll
and
just go get a
down
condo
there.
for a long weekend
Let's
or
go
something.
down there for a long week. It's like
that too.
Friday to the following Sunday.
Perfect.
I'm good.
I think
I'm open that week.
I think you got to come for 2 weeks because I think that
I'm in.
I don't know if that
Airbnb
can work.
requires you.
Yeah.
Do they really?
A lot of them.
Hey,
I'm
and
just-
if not,
Or
we could tell our wives that it does.
now you're getting it now. That's where I'm,
I
that's
might
where I
need to
was,
step away for a
You
hotel
tell them
room
we're
by
going to
myself.
work.
that's where I was going.
Yeah. No, I'd definitely come down there. I'm not planning on being up here much this winter anyway.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get out for a month or so.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to stay. I want to stay for the whole winter because and Rich Babel offered up his condo again for the month of April.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So I can stay at my parents in February and
March.
even in March or be somewhere.
Or you could stay with us for the 2 weeks we're down there in our Airbnb.
That'd be fun.
Yes, it would be.
All right.
Then you come home in May, and hopefully you and I will be on the same plane. 'cause
We'll get
I'll be
you,
down
we'll
there
get you
till
home
then
in
anyway.
May.
Boom. All right. I'm in.
All right.
I think I might need a timeout from all of you during that 2-week period. at this point.
Oh, you will.
Don't worry. We'll send you.
Does Betty Ford have a place for a long weekend?
Pete's been to one there, haven't you?
I've been to a couple of them.
Yeah. Nice.
I got a postcard the other day from Betty Ford Clinic. It said, "See you soon."
Welcome back.
See you soon.
They have nice bathrobes and slippers there.
I've got monogram bathrobes there.
Your own suite.
Oh, that would be a great foursome, us down,
Be outstanding.
down
That
That would be
south.
fun. Are you having back surgery?
I did,
did.
but
You did?
that
Okay.
yeah. So yesterday, or I'm sorry, today is exactly 4 weeks
Wow.
since I had it. I'm doing pretty good. I actually feel very, very fortunate that it's gone the way
Nice.
that it has. And so I go back the first week of November for my second follow up. Then he'll give me some exercising to do, and I'll be able to pick up a golf club probably in a month
Nice.
from now. So I'll be rested and ready to go in the winter.
Did the doctor say that now that you got your back fixed, you don't have to play a golf pack that has 14 rescue clubs in it? Or you?
This guy's a world-class prick, folks, if you didn't know that. But anyways,
Are you going to be able to hit a wedge now? I've never seen anybody hit a rescue club out of a greenside bunker.
let me just tell the audience a little bit about this. So as I was struggling with my back earlier in the year, I thought, you know what? I used to hit down so hard on the ball. You said jolt my joints, mainly my back. And I thought, I'll try something different. So I got a bag full of rescues from 3 through pitching wedge. And I thought, this is going to be nice and easy. I swing and the ball will go far. And I about 110 yards from the hole one time, and I'm like, all right, first time with my pitching wedge rescue club. Take a nice swing at it. It popped it straight up in the air. I could take 2 steps forward and catch it. And I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work so well. So I had to replace some of the wedge, the 9 and the 8, with traditional irons. And so
It's
getting a little
instead of
better.
14, now he's got 11.
I did it for the right reasons, or tried to anyways. Failed experiment. Let's put it that way.
So again, these stories are going to keep going on, I'm sure. Before we continue on with some of those, I did just want to say a few things, and it's just about how wonderful these guys have been since I did get sick, and even up to recently. They're calling, texting, constantly, asking how I'm doing, asking if they can do anything for me, and that's just means so much. And I really appreciate it.
Because we love you, brother.
That's right.
We love you, bro.
You'd be there for us.
Thank you. I love
No
you
doubt
guys.
about it.
Love you guys too.
I'm honored. I feel honored just to be at this table right
Me
now
too.
with the
Ditto.
4 of you.
Me too.
No, 3 of you, I should say. But thank you for including me.
I'm grateful that you're here, and I'm really trying to keep getting better. And I do want to try and go, maybe even tomorrow afternoon, try and get back in the pool.
Nice.
Me and Todd used to go to the rec center in Westlake, and we'd get in the lazy river and just move around. He had back surgery as well. I don't know if it was similar to what Pat
You
had.
did?
Yeah.
You
I
guys
did not.
should talk about that. But we just felt in the lazy river and laugh.
And laugh.
We may have
And laugh.
done a few things before we jumped in the river,
And laughed.
and we just laughed and giggled, and it was just us and usually a bunch of little kids and a bunch of old farts. That was it. And
What was Todd wearing? That same Speedo he was wearing back in like grade school to the Rocky River pool?
Yeah, except now he had all the hair coming out of the sides. It looked like he had a dead pigeon in his pants.
I'm sorry to open that up.
yeah, you asked for it. You asked for it.
I wore a Speedo proudly. You know,
The backless Speedo ones. That one.
Yeah.
you're given these gifts from God. You got to show them off to the world, Patrick. You know,
It was a mesh thong.
Oh, my God.
like Borat.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Poor at.
But Sandy, you could move. When we got in that pool, man, your face would light up because you were walking and strutting.
I feel normal in the pool.
Yeah.
In the water, I can move, and I can walk without thinking I'm going to fall.
Buoyancy is
How
good.
nice is that
Yeah.
feeling now, the stuff you take for granted?
Well,
You
down
get
in
into
Florida,
the
you
pool
gotta
and
get.
you feel like
you should
that.
get back in the pool too.
Now I had my knee replaced 2 weeks ago, so I got to wait, I think, 8 weeks.
Oh.
Then I was telling Todd, I'll get back in that lazy river.
You know,
For sure.
somebody said old people just do nothing but sit around and talk about their health problems. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
I guess.
That's what we're doing.
We're getting an early start on this.
Health problems and bowel movements and
You should
I
see
have
me
one.
walk around the house with my walker. My wife looks at me and she goes, "You remind me of your mother." Like, thanks, honey.
And none of us are really old either, age-wise, looks-wise.
No,
Certainly maturity.
but how about what?
A lot of immaturity going on.
How about what we've actually done to our bodies? We're like, I'm 137 years old today.
On the inside.
I think I'm the youngest at 46, but I feel like I'm 86.
I tell you, you look 106, but don't worry about it.
I feel it. Everything hurts. I moan. I make a lot of noises. My wife's like, "You make a lot of noise." I'm like, "Oh, shit!" And then burping and farting and sneezing, and clearing my throat. It's just like, what's wrong with you?
That is one of the original thoughts about Sandy when I first met him was the burping and the farting. It was just nonstop. It was like somebody had a button and they would just hit it like it was a game, and it just in the middle of eating something.
Sounds like a human whoopee cushion.
Then he'd lean over and there'd be the other end coming out, and I'd be like, "Why'd you have to point that at me?"
Well, now that you
the
brought
other side.
that up, Weege, I've been waiting for an intro into this one. I mean, everybody knows Sandy that he has a slight shitting problem. I mean, he has shit everywhere. He'll go to Brown Stadium. There's piss all over the floor. There's 100,000 fans. He'll go into a toilet stall where there's shit sitting in there. He flushes it, sits down, and he takes a deuce. He's shit in my house more than I've shit in my house, and I've lived there 26 years. This guy can shit, and he shits everywhere, and he definitely takes his show on the road. So probably 18 years ago,
You gotta start calling him Goose.
me and him and Brady Aldinger and I think Rick Fermani, and we're out, and we decided let's go to the Cabin Club. So we go to the Cabin Club, and we are just partying. We're having a fucking blast, and it's a Thursday night. So next thing you know, it's late. It's probably 11:30. The Cabin Club doesn't stay open late, and we were there later than they wanted us to be. But I'm like to Aldinger, I go, "Dinger, where did Sandy go?" "Yeah, he probably, did the Irish goodbye." "All right, no problem." We pay our tab. Half hour later, we go home. Next morning, I call him. I go, "Hey, fucker, you just, if you're leaving, you could tell me you're leaving. It's not a problem." He goes, "Oh, dude, I didn't leave." He goes, "I went into the bathroom to take a shit." He goes, "and I passed out on the stall, and when I woke up, the place was completely closed. Nobody was there, and I was locked in the place." I'm like, oh, boy.
Did you?
And
make
that is a
yourself
true
piece?
story.
So tell us about the exit thoughts.
Yeah.
The exit thought.
So when you're all of a sudden you're in there and it's dark.
Oh, okay.
Because
so
I remember some of your comments about
oh yeah,
thinking,
I
which
get
door?
asked about this so many times. I feel like I heard a story about you. I go, which one? Camel Club? Yeah, I haven't. So then when I get up and my legs are asleep, I'm like, what the fuck? It's like pitch black, and I'm like, I try and fumble around and clean myself up. I get up, I turn a light on, wash my hands, open the door, and it's pitch black again. So I went across the wall from the bathroom to the front door. I've been there enough times, so I know that
Yeah.
that little walk. I go to the front door and turn a light on. Whole place lights up. And of course, first thing I think, I look back behind the bar, lights are on, all this booze. I'm like,
I should have a cocktail.
Yeah.
maybe I'll just have a quick drinky poo before I leave. I'm like, no, I need to get the fuck out of here. And as soon as I'm gonna, I was able to padlock.
No, there was the latch. Because, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm gonna, because you turn that latch to unlock the lock.
That's what I mean.
And then I told Kay Amin what happened.
Go
Go ahead.
I told him. I'll get to that. So I unlock it and open the door, and I expect alarms to be going off. Nothing goes off. I'm like, fuck it. Shut the door. Ran to the car. Luckily, I only lived 2 miles away and drove home. And of course, Pete was the first person I talked to the next morning. I didn't leave. And then, I'm not sure if you told Kay
Yeah, I
first.
did.
But then we were out playing golf. I was playing golf with him. He's just the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, he is.
Went out the 5th hole at Avon Oaks. And he's telling some funny story, and we're walking the fair. I go, it's a funny story, Kay. I got a funny story for you. And I walk him through and tell him the stuff. He goes, that was you? You motherfucker. You owe me a new security system. I go, bullshit. Fuck you. You didn't have one. I turned the light on, opened the door, and nothing happened. Nothing went off. And he's like, I guess you're right. Like, yeah, I know I am. So you're welcome.
Hey, Sandy, 2 weeks later, there was no knob to turn that deadbolt anymore. It was a key. Now you need a key to turn the deadbolt.
So he would have been locked in 2 weeks.
He would have gone about to the other side of the bar. Then he would have definitely gotten a drink, and then he went out through the fire door. For sure. If he's going that close to the bar, he's grabbing something,
Oh, he's
and it's going in
definitely
his gullet.
Yeah, he's getting a belt before he leaves.
No doubt.
At least I could tell. Okay, I didn't steal any booze. But
That's a great.
I got a lot of mileage
great
out of that story.
Oh my God!
Oddly enough, I know somebody else who's done that at the cabin club too. They closed down everything. He passed out in that same stall as you, and
How do they not check?
I don't know. You would think that you would knock on the stall door or something, or you would at least look down to see somebody's shoes, right? I mean,
Well,
Unless it was me sitting on the toilet seat,
Or
and
your-
my feet would be
your
dangling.
feet
won't
so
reach the
short,
ground.
They wouldn't know I was in there.
Isn't there a measuring stick in those stalls that you have to be a certain height to use without
Use the
parental
adult bathroom.
guidance, Lou?
If you notice when you go in there, they have a little stepper on the right of it. For people like me, you need a little boost to get up in that thing.
and unfortunately, that's not the only time that happened.
I was there for both. I'm not proud to say.
At another restaurant?
We're not gonna say the establishment, but
It was a shoe bar.
it was a shoe
They,
bar.
the
what?
ladies only wear shoes.
Yeah, lady. So it was.
Think about that. Not
we
wearing
were
anything
at
else
we were at a
but shoes.
cabaret, and I saw the booze to this place in particular. So the guy at the door, when I went in, I introduced him, and we were with me and him, and it was
Leave it there.
no, I mean
Wasn't me.
I asked him to go to the NCAA basketball tournament. Him and I, we go Cleveland
tell that
State.
whole story,
I've
'cause
got
that's
great seats to this tournament. Okay, it's St. Patty's Day. The games, there's a game at noon, there's a game at 2, then you get a break, and then there's a game at 6, and there's a game at 8:30. So I go, Sandy, you want to go? I got these seats. He goes, sure. It's at CSU Convocation Center. We go to the first game. Boston College is playing somebody. Who was it? I forgot.
I don't remember. Prior to going there, we went to Rascal.
Yeah, Rascal House.
and we were boozing it up.
Well, we had a couple beers.
yeah.
So we sat down, and we watched the game. In the first half, we get up, we go to the concourse, and we go to order beers, and they have no beer because it's a college at that time back then.
How quick did you guys
So I
leave?
look at him, I go, hey. He goes, fuck this, let's go. So we left. I had seats for all 4 sessions. We saw one half of basketball.
At least live,
We
right?
went from there. We saw Gary Minard and Pat Hyland and Sarko, and we went to Hyde Park for dinner that night. Do you remember all this?
Oh, yeah, all throughout the day.
I mean, this was a booze
other bars
fest.
and somebody's hotel room had booze.
Yes.
And then Hyde Park for dinner.
Yep.
It was the greatest day.
And then
the year.
we went to Christie's. And there's like 6 of us sitting there. I told the guy at the door, hey, we sell the booze here. Can you get us that? He said, sure. So they set us up. It was crowded because it was St. Patty's Day and it was the NCAA tournament was in town. So there was a lot going on. So I'm sitting there, not doing anything, obviously. I was sitting on my hands.
Yeah,
I'm married and happily married, so I don't do anything like that. But I'm sitting there, and the next thing you know, the guy who in the bathroom is handing out mitts and towels when you come out, he comes, he goes, hey, buddy, come here. And I go, what? And he goes, when you walk in, there's 2 shitter stalls. He opens the door, and here's Sandy. He goes, does he belong to you?
Naked from the waist down, of course, too.
His pants are around his ankles. He's sitting on the shitter, and he is snoring. And the music outside is like poof, 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 with the dance music. Oh, my God.
Oh, that is beautiful.
That was just...
You just furthering your point that he can shit anywhere.
He shits like a goose anywhere.
That's a quality that most people wish they had.
A lot of people say that, like, oh, I couldn't shit there. Because I'll shit. If I got to go, I'm going. I don't know where it is, McDonald's, Speedway.
I can vouch for that.
I'm going.
Yeah, I've been pushed out of the way on his way to the bathroom many a time.
No kidding.
I can't hold it. I can't hold it.
And then when he's in there, he has to give it the...
It's not the same without the sound
side
effects. Right?
I share.
I share.
I overshare.
I overshare.
You should provide a little commentary, too, if there's an audience. I'm not well. Never happened.
Oh, my goodness.
We've had some fun, brother. Boy, oh boy, man.
Amen to that. And hopefully we're going to have a lot.
Hell yeah.
more
Yeah, we
fun.
Hell yeah, we are.
So definitely that Florida.
Yeah.
I'll make
make
sure
it
I
happen.
get on it and make it
You
happen.
let me know.
Yeah, I'm in
February, right?
100%.
February.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
Done.
Absolutely.
I can't spend 2 weeks with
No.
you.
Lou, you're not invited for 2 weeks, okay?
I'm the one that came up with the idea.
Yeah, and
Lou.
I'm the
You
one that
might-
came up with the idea. We're going for 2 and you're going for 1. That's enough.
You know what? Okay. Fair enough.
Well, you let me know. You work on that.
I'll-
and
I'm sitting at home crying like a baby because I had
will-
my knee replaced, so I had plenty of time.
so I'll be there. I mean, hopefully going to plan to just stay with my parents in February in Naples. And again, Mary Beth, she's iffy with work when she can come and go, but I would love to at that point come stay with you guys.
For sure. Let's do it.
I love my parents, but it's not going to be the same.
No,
Not
no,
the
for
same
sure.
with you guys. So
I'll look at some things that
I
are
love
available, and I'll look at some dates, and I'll be in touch with I'll be in touch with the 3. I'll do it before the end of the week.
Can you make it happen,
I
Todd?
can make it happen.
Excellent.
Todd can make anything happen. Todd's a
We got to
magician.
get Teambo down there, too.
oh yeah, I'm sure
Yeah, he'll come.
he will absolutely come down. That'd be a fun group.
I know, but he's missing being here today. He's going to listen to this one and go, God dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
I'm sure he is. But he's
Busy at work.
he had clients in town and had to deal with that. So
I don't think I've played with Tommy before. What kind of player is he?
He's not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah?
He used to be terrible,
Well, so is Lou,
but he's gotten better. He actually hits the ball good. You know, one of funny story. First time I played golf with him, we were playing at Hilliard Lakes. I don't know if it was like right after college. We're on the second tee, par 4, and he tees off, and it's a worm burner, and a bird's getting ready to take off and just pow, nails the bird, and the feathers
AKA Randy Johnson.
go poof, and he just goes, and I'm laughing, goes flap flap flap, dead, eyes are blue.
You go, nice birdie.
Yeah, of course I had to. Hey, hate to say it, at least you got a birdie.
You know, speaking of golf games, I was with Weege like 6 weeks or so ago at Apple Valley with his boys and my boys, and like I said earlier, we laughed so hard. It felt like I did 10,000 sit-ups on Monday morning, and you know, I haven't played a whole lot this year because of my back and whatever, so my expectations were pretty low. So I just happened to play my ass off in the first day and thinking, I'm going to roll.
He did.
He
He had those rescue clubs really going that day.
Well, I shoot even on the front, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Then I bogey the first 7 holes in the back, and I par 17 and 18. I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to come in the clubhouse with some kind of lead. At least I know I beat Pete. Of course,
you didn't.
I do not. He ties me at 79. I'm like, my game sucks then. If I can't beat Lou, I can't be braggadocious anymore. I can hit the ball further than him, but he scores
He's like a
better
fat
than
broad,
I.
just like he said.
like
He hits it like a fat
He just
broad.
bats it down the
135
middle.
yards down the
Boom.
middle.
Boom. Let me chip and I'll putt and I'll waddle the next
peach,
tee
huh?
with a par birdie. You know, it's so freaking maddening when you're playing him for money. You think, I got him by the short hairs. This is my hole. And all of a sudden he hits a bunker shot to like 3 inches. And it's like, yeah, this can't go on much
He
longer.
hits a drive
right?
150 yards past me, and then when we get off the hole, I beat him by a stroke. I look back and I go, "Hey, Leach, nice drive."
I heard that a few fucking times when we were down there. It was agitating as hell.
And you know, you make fun of me for making all kinds of noise,
Uh-huh.
but
The penguin over here.
you,
Makes some noise.
you,
And now I have a cold. I'm like, my wife thinks she sleeps in bed with a farm animal.
She does. I mean, I never heard the penguin. I always called him a wild boar. It just snort.
You got to throw the walk in there. Throw the walk in there.
I've been referred to as a farm animal by a lot of people. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? And a lot of times, I just do it and it comes out, and you know, even when people are around, and my wife's like, you can't do that when people are around. So I'm like, it's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm just,
What would happen to your body if we kept all those gases inside our body?
He would
and didn't
blow
come
up.
out?
and
Toxic.
I used to try and do that. And another funny story, back in college, when Mary Beth and I started dating, and I would sleep over at her in her dorm room a lot.
No.
And she lived in a co-ed dorm. She's on the 3rd floor, and I'm holding my farts the whole night. So I go.
I call bullshit on that. No way.
This is their first
No.
date, Lou.
Believe me, the guys who were getting here for class the next morning would agree, because I'd go down there. I wouldn't have to go poop. I'd just sit in the stall and pee, and I would fart for like 20 minutes. Just I mean, it was,
There's nothing like a fart on
and
a
I'm
toilet.
kind of giggling. And then I get out of the stall, and the guys in there shaving, like, you all right?
I can't believe that
Sorry.
guy stuck around.
Been holding my farts all night.
Or you should just do what you do with any other stranger after you let out a loud burp and they're staring at you, and you look at them, you go, "Hey, buddy."
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, it's very funny. What's wrong? Your legs hurting?
Speaking of MB,
Yeah, it's starting to.
You
I got to get up.
you got extremely lucky in college, and you way punted over coverage, pal.
Outkick coverage there.
Yeah.
That's-
She
that-
got lucky
You
too,
were
though. She married a great guy. Let me tell you.
Overchecked. Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
but
she did.
I'd say in the equality part of that, Sandy won big time.
I think you're just referring to her ultimate patience, understanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that a lot. People are like, you married way up.
Yeah.
She's
But-
awesome.
Which is like an admirable
she's
thing, right?
wonderful.
I mean, do you want to marry down?
No.
Somebody says that to you like it's a slam. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
that
don't
was
want to
my
marry
plan.
down like Chris did. I mean,
Oh, that's funny.
talk to her about marrying down.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
harsh.
Gina, I went and picked up Pete today, and Gina had an overnight bag for him, all
Yeah.
packed. She said, I said, Gina, you want me to take him for a couple hours? She goes, a couple hours? I got a bag
She
packed
goes,
for
you
him.
can keep them overnight if you like.
She's always got a go bag ready for Lou.
Yeah, I know.
Don't come home tonight.
Yeah, well, that used to happen. I'd
know.
say, no problem.
So,
I'm going out with needles. She'd go, here's your bag.
couple of things, and then we're gonna start closing it down
Okay.
because I gotta pee really bad.
And my knee's
Is it
killing
just-
me,
you
man.
just
Knees
gotta
killing
pee?
you.
Oh, boy.
There might be
Might be
a
some
bowel
more.
movement
You gonna be
involved as well.
Dropping a deuce?
So again, thank you guys so much for coming. This is a lot of fun. Tyler just said we're up already over 50 minutes. So
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that went
I,
fast.
did
I
go
knew it
fast.
was going to be longer than 30, so that was pretty good. And any of you guys want to say any last words? Please.
I'll
do.
go. I just want to say it's a pleasure being here with you guys. I want to tell you what you mean to me, Sandy. I love you like a brother.
Thanks,
You and
brother.
I have been so close for so long, and I've been so close with these two guys. I mean, Pat Needle's the best man in my wedding. Todd is
You were
like
the
a
best man in
brother,
his wedding?
too. I mean, these
didn't know
guys
that.
mean the world to me that aren't my family, and I just want everybody to know how much I love these guys and how proud I am to be here today with them.
Yeah, and I got a lot of those same
Love you
sentiments,
too.
and I'm sorry, Patty. A lot of those same sentiments, and to me, this is what life's all about. We're all family men. Friendship. It's we're lucky to know you, Sandy. I love you.
Yeah, this
Love you too.
this has been a really cool experience, actually.
Outstanding.
Here with three great guys, and like I said in the beginning, I've known you the least amount of time of everyone here, but I feel like it's been a lifelong friendship that I've certainly enjoyed and will continue to enjoy and embrace the beautiful things about you and your family and the friendships around you, and can't wait till February. We get out
Absolutely.
there
Yeah,
and
buddy.
slap the little ball around. And just a side note on that best man, Todd. After Joe said no,
No, he
then Peter asked me. So I
Did you
came
lose
in
a bet?
second
No,
place.
he didn't. So anyway, you're going to close off, but I just want to say one more thing. I mean, sitting here with the microphone like this, doesn't it feel like we're filming an episode of Sweaty Balls?
Yes. Can't wait to sink my teeth into his sweaty balls.
Ooh, balls.
If you order right now, you get a free sweaty ball sack.
Wow. This is not for family viewing.
Yeah, what a great way to end that.
All right,
Go
I'm
take a
out.
dump,
Way to
Goose.
go, Lou.
Take a dump, Goose.
All right. Thanks,
Love you,
guys,
Sandy.
again. Love all you guys so
Love you
much.
guys.
And
Sandy.
we'll close it out.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
love
end
you.
of episode 31. Tyler will figure out a name for it at some point. But thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. Take
Thank
care.
you.